When I start shooting, all y'all gonna clear out.
Today we have a couple of tweets from Harada that I want to talk about and break down. You know, Harada kind of went silent after the whole controversy surrounding mods and them taking them down, and then people got really angry at the game. Harada went silent in all of that. There was this long, like 2-3 weeks where the developers was like, all right, stepping away from Twitter. But now Harada's back, and he has some tweets that I think is interesting and I want to talk about. First, 25,000 subscribers. I just say this always blows my mind, and I just want to say thank you to everyone for watching, subscribing, liking, and everything you guys do. Thank you, and let's continue with the video. So the first poll, or the first post, Harada simply asks the Tekken community, which controller do you play Tekken 8 on? This question is limited to Tekken 8, so it's only Tekken 8. There's a total of 31,000 votes on this tweet. That's pretty big. And winner of it is Gamepad D-pad. You have arcade sticks in second with 23%, leverless with 22%, and the gamepad sticks with 10%. Now, I misread this poll and I voted on D-pad, but I do not play on the D-pad. I play Tekken 8 Yoshimitsu on an analog stick, the superior way to play the game. If you're not playing a game on an analog stick, you're absolutely missing out. Okay, but jokes aside, so back when Tekken was first came out, it was released in arcades, obviously. That was the main way and the best way to play the game for a very long time. It eventually made its way to consoles, and the PlayStation 1 didn't have analog stick, it had D-pad. So a lot of people, they naturally started to play the game on the D-pad. Now, Tekken 2 released on PS5 just a little while ago, re-release, right, for like $9. I played it and I tried to use my analog tactics on there and it was not working.
Wait, how do I sidestep? Yo, where's this sidestep at?
Way too inaccurate. I was getting a lot of jumps, a lot of misdirections. It was crazy. So I switched to D-pad, and I understand why a lot of people play D-pad for so long, because the farther back you go in Tekken's lifespan, it's impossible to play D-pad, or it's impossible to play analog sticks. The D-pad is the only way, right? Let's move on. Next post. This person here, project lead of East Asia Soft, director of Switch Corp, founder, video games collector, handheld advocate, father of half Japanese. Okay, right? So this is someone who's in the gaming world, basically. They tweet out, fine, I'll just say it. The 9th generation has sucked so far. There's only 4 games that actually feel special to me and make PS5 or Xbox feels somewhat worthwhile. Nearly everything else has straddled generations or feel hollow and formulaic. There's no passion, no risk. The 4 video games that this person is praising, Tekken 8, what's that game called? Stellar Blade, Starfield, and Ghostwire. Now, I don't know too much about Ghostwire. That game was really hype, and then it kind of like faded off into existence. Starfield, of course, that game had its big glory days. It was kind of riddled with bugs, but still, I think people would consider it successful. Stellar Blade is kind of just releasing, but there's a lot of hype around the game, but also there's kind of controversy, right? Making female characters too attractive, yada, 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 controversy everywhere. Now, Tekken 8, on the other hand, this game definitely got off to a great start, selling 1 million copies faster than Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, but then the game kind of hit, a brick wall to a certain extent. They lost a lot of their community favor with all the microtransactions, clapping of mods, bad balancing. Just they did a lot of stupid stuff kind of like month 2 and 3 of the game releasing, and it slowed their growth a lot. I don't know if you know this, but word of mouth and the community celebrating the game means so much, and it can push a game into the stratosphere. Without no marketing at all, a game can be so successful just because the player base that's playing it loves it. People will see that and be like, hey, I want to have fun too. Like what this person is saying, right? The 9th generation sucks and these 4 games are fire. That kind of sentiment, that kind of like talking makes more people wants to get in on the action. Now, Harada responds to this. He says, in fact, there was a strong opinion from the business side that not releasing PS4 and Xbox One platforms were a big risk in terms of reduction of sales. That's true. There's a lot of people who still don't have Tekken 8 to this day, and they would have it if it was on the past generations of consoles. But I think it's for the better. We saw how Mortal Kombat 1 was on the Switch and the PS4, and we cannot have that same level of criticism and stuff for Tekken 8. I think those old generations hold back the game from progressing forward, and they made the right decision. Simple as that. Harada says, and I was a bit scared to make this decision, but as a result, we have been competitive with the titles in the same genre that has released on more platforms than us, but only next generational consoles. So this is pretty interesting, right? We compare Street Fighter, Tekken 8, and Mortal Kombat, but what we don't take into account is Tekken 8 is the only one that released on next gens. Both Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are available on past gens. Yet, Tekken 8 has very similar sales as that game. That's a very powerful thing, and I did not think of it until Harada said it. Very powerful. The final post from Harada. Someone says, please, mode 8v8 local. Harada says, new multi-person play modes are of course being considered. At this point, Harada has received so many different requests from players, and I think we'll see the announcement of some of these things maybe in Season 2. I don't think they'll wait all the way until Season 3 because that's just way too far, but I think they're more so focusing on story DLC right now. They don't want to do anything that's going to collide with that, and also photo mode. But I think for new modes like Team Battle, Tekken Force, Tournament Mode, 8v8 Locals, all of these other ideas that the player base has, which one will they select? Which one will they bring in Season 2? Which one will they add? I don't know. In my opinion, I think the one that is truly a necessity, and I will keep saying it over and over and over again, is Team Battle. Tekken has a big roster, and they should give players a reason to use that roster. Tekken 6 had like 63 characters. Tekken 7 had 51 characters. Yet you were only incentivized to play other characters if your character got nerfed or if you simply got bored. But what if they gave you the opportunity to play multiple characters at a time? Who knows? You may find a new main that you never even would have tried elsewise. That's what happened with me. In previous Tekkens, when I had to do a team battle, I couldn't just put Yoshimitsu and King and Dragunov and Brian Fury. I had to go deeper into the characters. Lily, Alyssa, that's when I started to figure out all of these other characters that I like to play. And it's what gave me so much more insight into these characters, right? But see, here's the thing about team battle. The developers said that one thing about Tekken Tag Tournament 2 that made it so difficult is having to learn 2 characters instead of 1. And you would make the same argument for Team Battle, but on a magnitude of 8. You would have to learn 8 characters instead of 1. I see that as more so a fun thing, but new players may see it as a difficult thing, a challenging thing, something that's scary. And I understand that, but I don't think you should create a game based off the players who are scared of like this or that or learning. You should make the game based off players who want the challenge, who wants to grow, who wants, to play, who wants to play, not the people who are scared to play. But that's just my ideas on these 3 tweets from Harada. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, and bye-bye.